the handheld DIY is also labeled R and L there. So let's go ahead and use the L first, switch to the left, and install it here. What's up YouTube, this is your boy G back in another video. Today we got our Steam Deck OLED here, 1 terabyte, and we do have a new joystick. This is actually a Hall joystick set for Steam Deck OLED, provided by our partners in HandheldDIY. So shout out to HandheldDIY for sending me this stuff. It's not a sponsored video, but they want me to review this honestly, just to check it out. No money involved, but they're kind enough to send this and said, test it and see if you're gonna like it. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Now this is tighter. I believe they told me it's about 30% tighter, so it's not as loose as this, and it will help you in your FPS and some other games. But the very first thing that we're gonna do, of course, is to unbox that first and see how it looks like inside. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, consider subscribing. I unbox and test stuff like this to hopefully help you in your purchase decision. So packaging is very simple. This box itself already contains the stuff inside, no additional box or whatsoever. On the box itself, you do have this kind of like guitar pick for prying your Steam Deck, a little bit of foam again for protection. And this is our actual Hall sensors. Now they're black PCB as well. They're looking nice, right? And again, they're a little bit tighter, right? It's a little bit tighter than my Steam Deck. Oh yes, the Steam Deck itself is very loose, but this one is a little bit tighter. Now take note that it's exactly the same as the default or the stock Steam Decks. So this touch sensitive here will still work and everything else will work. So you do have manual here. So if you purchase this, don't worry, you'll be able to follow the manual here. And even though it's Chinese on the other page, there's an English on the other page as well. All right, but we're gonna do it right now. I'm just gonna show you how to install it. Very good that you already have the screwdriver that you need to use in order to open your Steam Deck. You also have this kind of like plastic. This is a plastic, right, tweezer. It's not metal, so it's not really gonna scratch your material there. And again, a prying tool that is pretty thick. Quickly inspecting it, this is again, of course, 2 left and right. Now, if you notice, you do have 2 buttons here, the key 2 and key 1, and we're going to use that later on in order to calibrate the border, the rotation, and the center dead zone. Right? I'm going to show you that in a bit. And let's go ahead and open up our Steam Deck. Very first thing that we're going to do is, of course, turn it on. And then going to option, sorry, I'm playing Diablo, but just go to the options here, settings, go to the controller. And then once you have in the controller, just scroll down and look for the calibration in advanced settings. All right, just scroll down the very bottom and then select the start testing. Okay, that's the Y. You're just going to put the Steam Deck on sleep. Like that standby mode, so that's very crucial. So you will wake up still on that page. And then we're going to disassemble the back cover now. Now I'm still rocking the case that I've got for D-Brand, right? Project Kill Switch, plus my transparent back cover from JSOX. So we're going to remove that and I'm going to show you how to install the actual device. Now just a little tip, in order to protect your Steam Deck when you're like disassembling it, you can use your stock case like this, right? Because it's molded perfectly, right? Especially when you're opening it from the back, you'll have to put it downside like this, and in order to protect the joystick and all of the components, just use that, right? So it's not going to get scratches or anything, and then you can disassemble it from there. All right, so the D-Brand Project Kill Switch is now removed. Now we do have a couple of screws that we need to remove. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, total of 8. But we have to make sure first, of course, that we remove the SD card first. Don't ever forget this. You have to remove the SD card, secure that, because if you forgot that it's there and then you remove it, it might destroy your SD card. So let me go ahead and remove these screws. Their screwdriver is also magnetic, so that is awesome. All right, all screws removed. We'll now have to pry this using their prying plastic here, and then that pick to slide it across the board. Now that we have it open like this is basically the right and then the left stock joystick. There are a couple of screws that we need to remove, right? 3 of them. One here, and this one. Of course, same with that one. One here, one here, one here. It's just the same screw. So just remove them, and then we're going to remove this ribbon here. That is the connector in order to remove the actual stock joystick, and then we're just going to replace it with the new one. Ribbon is removed. Let me remove the screws. Now that all screws has been removed, we just need to carefully pull this out. Make sure that you don't forcefully pull it, and be careful on some of the obstruction, like here. The trigger is obstructing that and it's not allowing to be pulled right away. So you have to manipulate it a little bit in order to pull it properly. That is our left joystick. It's now removed. Time for the right one. Remove as well. Now, of course, you need to remove the cover. I do have the cover earlier and it's going to obstruct that. Make sure that you remove that first. Okay, the HandheldDIY is also labeled R and L there. So let's go ahead and use the L first, which is the left, and install it here. Let's go ahead and install the right one. That's it. Again, it's very easy to install in the screw. We just have to now connect the ribbon as a final touch, and we'll be able to calibrate it afterwards. All right, ribbon attached. Now, before we assemble everything back like the cover, we need to calibrate it. Just wake up your Steam Deck right now. Remember, it's kind of like on sleeping mode. Let's wake it up. All right, and it's gonna go back to the joystick testing. So you can see it's perfectly working. We just need to calibrate it. Remember, there are 2 buttons on the back. So we just need to press the key one once and then rotate this one like at least 3 times, 5 times like that, to ensure that it's tracing it, and then press it again in order to lock it up. So let's do that right now. Key 1, gonna blink like that as if it's a Bluetooth pairing, and let's rotate it a couple of times. 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that was perfect. Press it once again. That is the key 1. Next is the key 2, or the dead zone in the middle. So we'll trace the middle part here, and then once you have the middle, you have to press the key 2. So it's a little bit tricky here because you're gonna have to kind of like either get the help from someone or put your finger on the key 2 there, and as soon as you hit the center, you press it. That's what we're gonna do right now. All right, got it. So now it's tracing all the sides and then going back to the middle. So same thing we're gonna do on the right side. Just go to the right joystick here. Looks good right now, it's on the middle and everything, but again, if you want to calibrate, make sure everything's perfect, do what we did on the left joystick as well. Once it's on the middle, all right, I think I got it. So if you move it like that, it's gonna go back to the middle. All right, that's just dead zone. So now you can stop testing. Anytime you wanted to change your dead zone on that one, you can always go back. But let's go ahead and assemble the back first, clean it up a little bit, tidy it up, and we'll test some games and see if it's good in action. All right, now quick feedback just on the feeling of the joystick. It feels wonderful, right? I actually love it because it has more resistance than the default one. So it feels great. It's almost like the console, the actual PS5 or Xbox joystick. It's amazing. Okay, time for some testing. It feels like a full-fledged controller. I don't know. Yeah, absolutely love it. It feels like a joystick for actual console, not the Steam Deck. Not that the Steam Deck is bad, it's actually pretty good as well. Cool, no complaints so far. The joystick really feels like it's a console version. A little bit tighter. Right, so as you can see there, spanning the camera on that skill tree. Alright, working perfectly on Red Dead as well. Just exactly the same as the stock one. A little bit of resistance, and again, it's a Hall joystick now. I'm shooting at those rocks. Oh, thought I shoot him. Cool. Working perfectly. Okay, again, final thoughts on this one. Everything works, right? It will also work for the gyro and for the touch sensor there. Everything works. There's also R3, L3 button. And it's quite tighter. They're not kidding. It's a little bit tighter. But yeah, it's Hall sensor now. It's just an alternative, right? If you don't want this stock one, or if you got yours broken, at least you can get this, quickly. Now I'm gonna put some description down below, or I'm gonna put the link right where you can get this in the description. So if you want to check it out, just go ahead and check the description down, go to their link and check their store. But again, shout out and thank you and our friends at HandheldDIY for sending some sample for us to test. I'm actually gonna keep it because I love using it. It feels like a PS5 controller right now. It's not really loose, so I prefer using that. And I'm just gonna keep this stock one just in case that this broke or whatever happens. That's all for today, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions, any comments. Subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. I unbox and review stuff like this, so it might help you in your purchase decision. But that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, guys, and see you on my next one. Peace.